Listen, reach for the stars, Wild Pack. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Leo Tarot reading for 2021. Woohoo! Leos, you go get a pinata and stuff that thing full of catnip and get to batting that thing. They're the catnip, wink, wink, bust out all over the place because you, big cat, have another big cat that has appeared as your spirit totem and power animal. And as Mr. Thomas O'Malley says in the Aristocats, because the cat is a cat, who knows where it's at, right? So Snow Leopard, as the elusive and wise hermit, has come for you this month. Wow, is this, if you will lean into this, if you will work with Hermit, that tarot card, and if you will work with Snow Leopard as your animal spirit guide, big goings on, it could happen. So during June, Snow Leopard carries the energy of the Hermit from the tarot, and this, it's just such a majestic animal when it arrives in your life to beckon you forward on your path and summon you on a pilgrimage. It's time for you to retreat. Not retreat in a negative way, but really to go inward and take all of that amazing lion fire energy and just rein it back a bit. Make it just like a little slow, just enough to do s'mores and roast marshmallows over, right? Nothing that's going to blow those things to bits and turn them into charcoal, because Snow Leopard is a wise teacher, and one of the biggest lessons this animal spirit guide brings is that of finding inner peace and contentment. Though, we're often distracted by constant noise in our busy day and our lives. And, Leo, you've always got, some kind of center stage that you're taking. Great, you're such an altruistic zodiac sign. You've always got something that you're doing for your pride, to help your people. And Snow Leopard is here to show you the power of silence. This is a great time to start or enhance a meditation routine, find comfort in solitude, listen to music alone, just go on a drive, go on a hike, and take a bath, for crying out loud, right? Okay, just don't fear being alone, Leo. You're going to be in good company. You'll be in your own company, right? And you crave attention and love and to be the life of the party, but maybe you're just going to be an audience of one this month, and that will be you, right? And Snow Leopard is here to show you, again, it's a very different kind of power. Leos, oh my gosh, your zodiac sign, you're so loved and admired no matter what. And taking a sabbatical will go a really, really long way to refresh your energy. Now, on June the 1st, the Sun and North Node, which is in retrograde to Gemini, are in close conjunction. So your ruling planet is the Sun, and this connection between your planet and the North Node, a mathematical point in the Moon's orbit, indicates this is an important time to align your mindset and attitude with your higher vision. You can find it easier to move towards your destiny and higher purpose now. You may even have an awakening that helps you to readjust your vision and find opportunities that help you fulfill that mission. Now, though your sign is very passionate, it's feisty, it's fiery, your ruling planet's conjunction in the North Node in Gemini, an air sign, suggests you may want to start the month of June off with a burst of intellectual energy and creative focus on communication, plans, and creativity, rather than the more physical kind of action. Then on June 1st through the 8th, the Sun in Gemini forms a trine to Saturn in Aquarius. And during this time, you may find it easier than usual to embrace dramatic changes and breakthroughs. You may feel more rebellious than usual. You can be loyal to your friends, but during this time, you may find it easier to break away from longtime connections if it serves you to do so. And, Leo, you can be super dramatic, and this is no exception. There may be a very dramatic shift in your attention away from your devoted friends and admirers, and instead focus on building up a network of unusual, eccentric, or unorthodox people. Like metaphysicians, right? Like tarot readers and astrologers and big thinkers and, in the science realms. And also, I keep hearing invention, people that invent things, that nature of thing. So you may feel compelled to follow a new trend that leads you to break through obstacles and delve deeper into those new ideologies that do break with convention. And you know, you might even feel compelled to break the rules of tradition or embrace new rules that are more inclusive or that challenge the status quo. Remember, at your core, you're one of the most altruistic signs there are. So if convention is not working for your pride, and it's holding them back or it's holding them down, you're not going to stand for that, and you will lean into just about anything that will help free your pride and help them have the uh, just have the freedom that their spirits want. Right now, on the 11th, Mars enters Leo, and that's not your ruling planet, but the warrior planet is quite comfortable with, you know, in your sign, because Mars feels free to express its energy more openly and powerfully. So it's as if this planet is not quite home, but the home of a really good friend, or like your grandma's home or something like that, just someplace you're super, super comfortable. For the remainder of the month, Mars will help you focus and find your courage and confidence. Now, everybody knows you don't need an extra dose of confidence, Leo, but you know, you're strong-willed, you're proud, and everyone knows that. But let's admit it. Sometimes you don't feel actual confidence in yourself. You're a whiz at faking it till you're making it, right? Especially with that hair. Definitely the mane. When Mars is, or with Mars transiting your sign, you've been on kind of an overcompensating and faking an image of power and authority that you'll now have the chance, or if you've been doing that, you'll now have the chance to summon that inner strength in a more authentic way. And you may also find the physical energy to do some heavy needed lifting in your personal life. You may not have to push through complacency, excuse me, you may have to push through complacency. And that's not something that's really like you, but you may have to just kind of dig to get that deeper motivation that you normally, that fire that you normally already have. Mars can bring you to greater focus so that nothing will stand in the way of your ambitions. So please make time now to tend to more challenging, you know, any challenging tasks that you might have been sidestepping previously. You got it, boo. So go, 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 go. From the 12th until the 16th, Mars in Leo forms a quincunx to Jupiter in Pisces. And of all aspects, a quincunx is relatively minor in impact, but important because of what it represents. This is a time of personal evolution. You may not feel like you're going through too much of a growth spurt because at first you're likely to face like the feelings of defeat, but that's because a quincunx highlights an aspect of life in which you feel inadequate in some way. But that's not to say that you lack certain abilities, more like you got to give yourself time to practice. And you may go to extremes now, trying to find a sweet spot that's comfortable. Gosh, just chillax. Give yourself permission to make some mistakes. In particular, this transit has nothing to do with stepping into your power and talents as they relate to your spiritual path. A big move may be made in order, but you may not, or a big move may be in order, you just may not feel quite ready yet. You might be given the role of authority, or maybe others see you as a spiritual guide of sorts. Remember the lessons from Snow Leopard and the Hermit. Solitude may be needed in order to fine tune your craft before, you know, trying to lead others. You know, Leo, you're not so great at setting your own boundaries sometimes, but you know, because you're everywhere and all up in everybody's business because you rule the Pride Lands, right? And usually that goes very, very well. However, set the boundaries you need now rather than responding only to the demands of others. And though you may not feel confident in your spiritual abilities at first, you're growing into the role of leader or guide. So give yourself a chance to stretch in that direction and just don't judge your mistakes now. Learn from them, but just don't judge them. Now, on June 20th, Mars in Leo forms a square to the moon in Scorpio, and that might be a time of frustration and tension. Squares in a transit are like kinks in your muscles, right? They're uncomfortable, but they draw your attention to a certain place where you've been holding, you know, too tightly. And you might need to stretch or work out those problems in order to get, you know, really get the full benefit of both planets and signs. During this time, your best talents and whatever gifts you make, or whatever makes you, like you unique as an individual, are not quite aligned with deeper emotional and subconscious matters. So you might be using your strengths and courage as a shield to avoid dealing with vulnerability and deeper issues, for example. But you've got cat intuition, right? Now you're a Leo and you've got Snow Leopard working with you. Oh, and Hermit. Your intuition really may be nagging at you now, but rather than listening, you might be tempted to project bravado that you don't really feel. Be true to yourself, and that includes being honest about your insecurities and deeper emotional wounds. This can be a time of intuitive or psychic awakening and transformation if you will just dig a bit beneath the surface. Now, on June 28th, for your zodiac sign, the sun enters Cancer, and at this time, the sun also trines Jupiter, now retrograde, in Pisces. This trine remains in place until the 25th as well, and the sun entering Cancer brings some attention to matters of business, home, and family. You can be so sentimental and very romantic, and thank goodness, because wow, that's going to be given a boost by the trine to Jupiter and Pisces, and you may feel drawn to expand into new spiritual practices within your love life, take a dream vacation, plan some elaborate getaway, all with a love interest. Yet something's just like a little off and the timing may not be exactly right, or you may have to revisit a spiritual or relationship lesson from the past. Do it before you get on vacation with the new one. They're going to know. They'll do it. Don't do that, right? Okay. On the 25th, Mars in Leo comes into opposition with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, and this opposition continues until July. Oppositions are about confronting different drives and motivations and integrating contradictory lessons. You may feel stuck between your desires to gain acceptance and admiration, attention for your talents, and the need to fulfill a responsibility to others. That might have you feeling like you're in a little bit of a vice, but maybe you've worked hard for a significant accomplishment and decorum dictates that it's uncalled for to brag. Perhaps you're challenged to protect and promote a group, and in doing so, you've got to put your own ambitions off to the side for a while. Whatever the specific situation may be, Leo, your task is to hold individual needs and community needs in balance. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you ought to or you should. Your pride, on your strengths and accomplishments, how do I put this? You pride yourself on your strengths and accomplishments, but during this time, you might be called to hold back. This is not about playing small because of insecurities, but rather staying right-sized and not eclipsing the needs of the larger community. So, on the 27th of June, Venus enters Leo as well, and all that you value in love, finance, career, and other areas of your personal life will receive a boost in the coming weeks. This is a great time to attract abundance, and the new work that involves your creative talents will also receive a good boost. Maybe around this, time of June, it's a great time for love. An existing relationship can become more passionate as things heat up. A love interest may also be impressed with your creativity, confidence, and unique personality. Show the world in romance what you're made of. It is a great time for attraction and romance. So wrapping it all up, on the 28th of June, Chiron in Aries comes into a trine with Mars and Leo. And the wounded healer Chiron may help you come face to face with wounds from your past related, feeling alienated or insignificant. And though you may not have had the support and encouragement you needed in the past, you'll easily find it now. At present, more than makes up for the past losses and traumas. You can find any kind of healing, inspiration, empowerment, amazing confidence, just a whole new, truly, authentically powerful you. And this could be a really just an amazing month for you if you will work with Snow Leopard as your spirit totem and power animal, and the Hermit Tarot card. I hope this reading was helpful. Please pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you get all the notifications first thing. And get on over to my forums, gatheringofmystics.com. And as always, what are the most important things? Do good for animals, including yourself. Stay wild and keep reaching for those stars.